Awesome. So today's video, I want to talk about, starting a bookkeeping business from home, really some insights on beginning a bookkeeping business, and a lot of unexpected challenges that most people face, but no one really knows or talks about. And, this is some stuff that plagued me for a long time as well. And it took me a number of months to really find my stride. Once I did find my stride, getting to six figures was fairly simple. So I want to do the same for you. Now, if you want some help growing your business, like maybe you've been trying to grow your business, but just not quite going the way that you want, like you feel like, hey, if I had a better process, then I'd be able to go reach the goals faster. Go ahead and click the link inside the description, either above or below the video, to book a call with myself to see if I can help you inside of a mentorship program. So let's go and do this. Also, sorry about that if you're watching this. So that's the main thing. So number one, in terms of like the reality of starting a business, oftentimes you're gonna have to do the work that you either don't enjoy or are not good at in order to start reaching the work that you really do enjoy. So people often start a business to like do what they love, but they end up like managing tasks they really had not anticipated. So I'll give you a good example. Let's say that you are okay, I'll give you an example. So one of my friends, right, he loved dancing. Like he was like a hip hop dancer, he did like Latin dancing, he did a lot of different kind of like dancing. So then he had the idea, why don't I start a dance business? Right? So I can get paid essentially to do this. I can travel, I can do whatever. But when you start the business, you realize you do a lot less dancing, a lot more like organizing, trying to do marketing, trying to build up your school, trying to networking, learning how to price your stuff, figuring out payment processors, bank accounts, LLCs, etc. Where do I get a space? Is my space big enough for the number of people we have inside of here? So it's like everything kind of changes when it starts being a business. Now, this is not a bad thing if you know about it ahead of time and you're prepared for it. So, for example, starting a business is going to require like understanding marketing, understanding your pricing, your sales, how to interact with clients, both clients that are paying you money, also clients that maybe are like not paying you money at the right amount of time, or maybe they're behind on their invoices, or maybe they're like thinking about like switching to a different provider. Like, how do you manage and communicate with people so you can consistently go and get the output you're looking for to go and run this business that's going to fuel like most of your life? That's the biggest thing. Okay. Next thing, so key mindset shift, like in like just taking it back to accounting and bookkeeping, you're gonna do a lot more non-bookkeeping work than actual bookkeeping work. Like, and this is actually you can kind of see who's gonna be successful in business out the box versus who needs help based on like what are they focused on. So when I was first starting my mentorship program, I was in like this Facebook group, and every question they would ask me like, "How do I help? How do I figure out this onboarding thing? Or how do I get this like bookkeeping question? Or how do I do this?" And it's like when you actually talk to them, it's like they either have zero clients, they have like one client. They're like hyper focused on one. It's like, well, you want to make this a business, right? Yeah. Well, is your business growing? No. Do you know why? No. I do the best work I possibly can, but I'm not getting referrals. So it's like two things. Number one, just because you have a client, it's not really going to give you referrals. That's a very common misconception. So whenever you hear about my referral process that we teach inside of our program, it's not that your clients are giving referrals. We have referral sources. So people who are not necessarily your client that are giving you clients and sending to it. Because waiting for your clients to send referrals is a very it's a it's a very mixed bag. Some people can get a lot of client referrals, some people get zero client referrals. So I don't count on that, right? So what does that mean? That means that if you have one bookkeeping client, you still need to be focused on marketing and sales consultations so you can start building more connections and getting more clients while you have the work. But again, it's all about like what people are focused on. Next thing. So building your first client base. So number one, I would leverage local connections. So, and this is something again, this is if you don't have a mentor or someone who's helping you out. The students in my program kind of do this, but not really the same way. So, for example, what you could do is visit local businesses that you frequent. So you could start going to like local co-working spaces. You can start going into local businesses on your like your main street and see if they want to like work with you. Now, it's not the best, but I'm saying if you don't have anything else, you might have to go do the groundwork. Of course, I would teach you better quality marketing straps, but this is like the easiest way you can get clients. This is how I actually got my first client. Um, was I walked to a bunch of different stores with like a flyer of packets, and I got my first client. Now, Was that what took me to six figures? Heck no. Like that was the only client I got from walking around my flyer thing. So I got very lucky, but it definitely is an okay way to start. Now, very, very simple. Just walking down your main street. I would not necessarily recommend cold calls. Um, you can, but if you do cold calls, just understand it takes a tremendous amount more volume than what you're anticipating it's going to take. Let me just to kind of preface you for that. It's not that it does not work. It's not that local walking into these businesses does not work. It's just the clients you're going to get from walking to a business is generally going to be a very small mom and pop shop, right? So they're probably going to pay you 150, $300 a month, maybe max like $500 a month, right? The same thing with the cold calling. Usually you're only going to get people who maybe don't really have that much going for them that are going to end up wanting to like work with you there. And oftentimes it's going to be like you called them out of the blue, so the only thing that they hear is like, okay, I have this service, and they're like, price. What's the price? What's the price? Is the price more than they want to spend? Nah, no, right? Because you don't really have enough time to build the value. So you're really having to go through a lot of leads and make sure you have a lot of contact information, and it just kind of is tiring like while you're doing it. So like each time that you do like let's say you're gonna do a cold call block. Every single call that you don't succeed in kind of drains you a little bit. And you're just like, oh, this is boring and blasé. And you're sitting there on the phone, like trying to call people. It's so boring to do that. So that's why I don't like cold calling. Um, I'll give you an example actually of one of our students. So she employed a localized strategy. So when we think about local, there's two different ways we think about local. Number one is like a physical local like strategy you can actually go and do, but then also we have a online but local geographical targeting methodology. So basically, we give you the ability to go and like find out who are all the different businesses around you, who's the most likely to want to work with you, and then we give you the like scripts of what to say to get them to move. So Nicole, she was like a real estate agent when she first got started, and she was like, how do I grow? How do I grow? What do I need to be doing? And basically, she started learning how to do online networking with local business owners to start going and getting clients. She got to $11,400 per month in 37 days utilizing the structured outreach process. And it was pretty cool because, like, she was kind of, she was like finalizing a divorce, and I think she either had, I can't remember if she had one kid or two kids, but like, I know she had a young daughter. And she really needed to be able to have that flexibility that she didn't have in her old job and her old career, right? So she needed when she was doing real estate, she had the flexibility, but she didn't have the security, right? Because it's like, real estate, sometimes the market's up, sometimes the market's down, sometimes you might not get a sale for like 6 months, right? So instead, she got the consistency of having the accounting and bookkeeping business, which was great for her because then she was able to kind of like go and provide a better space for her daughter because like they had basically split, right? So she had to go and get this stuff in a very stable position, and it only took her 37 days to do so. So yeah, so it can definitely work really, really well if you can go and get it. Here's the cool thing too. It doesn't take you a lot of clients. So a lot of people might say like, oh, 11,037 days, she got 1 million clients. We don't really go after a lot of clients. We go after the right size clients. So when you get a client, it's like 3,000 or 4,000 or 1,000, right? It's not like this $200 a month thing, right? So it's like every single client you get has a meaningful amount of money that they're paying you each and every single month. So it allows you to be able to grow and hit those higher revenue goals with less time and less feeling like you're constantly like working and running and chasing and you have 1 million clients, you're like overwhelmed. So it's all about simplicity. Everything I do when I teach and mentor people is about simplicity. Simplicity of marketing, simplicity of sales, simplicity of life, simplicity of business. 'Cause that's what I like. I like being able to go to the beach, right? So like you might see on some other videos, like I do like these vacation travel blogs. That's something that I designed inside my business was to be able to not only to give me like the finance to be able to do whatever I want, but also the time space, right? To be able to go where I want and not have to worry about like, taking a 13-hour flight and not like my clients be like, where are you? Where are you? No, just chill. Next thing, so subcontracting for growth. So, in some cases, subcontracting is good and it can be both for you to get money and both for you to like lose money. So, yeah, so subcontracts. So some of our students, when you first get started, we teach you how to go and get subcontracts from other like accountants, CPAs, forensic accountants. Basically, they're going to give you overflow work. So some of these guys have spent like 40 years in business, and maybe like this is 1 year where they just got so much work they don't want to do it, or they're looking to start winding down their practice and start like retiring. So rather than having to fire all their clients, they partner with someone like you do the work. In a lot of cases, like some of these virtual CFOs and CPAs are charging 200, 250, be $300 per hour. And then what you can do is you can basically kind of base your price on $100 per hour, but give them a like set of like a almost like a package base, but based on that $100 per hour kind of price. And it just makes it very, very simple. So like some of our students will get these packages anywhere from like 1,000 a month to like $8,000 a month for some of these things. Now it's very hard because if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna approach them and be like, "Oh yeah, we can definitely work," and then they want to like put you like a $30 per hour or an $18 per hour range. Like that's not gonna work for anybody. So you gotta have the right subcontractor to approach it the right way and have like the right understanding of how to communicate the value to them so they're willing to want to pay you the higher price points. Oh yeah, I'll give you an example of one of our students named Callista. So Callista, when she basically took the same path you're probably on. Like she watched some of my YouTube videos, then she booked a call and she joined the program. So for her, she actually got a 12-month contract that was $45,000. So like sometimes like for some of our students, we have you do like open-ended contracts, whereas like just keeps going for as long as you can maintain the client. Some cases, if you want to get a little bit more, like if you just want to know, like you're gonna have the income, then doing like a 12-month contract generally works pretty well. So like a 6 month or a 12 month. In this case, it was just a very, very, very good opportunity. Not a lot of work for the $45,000. So we were able to get her that 12-month contract. And then she's able to like leave her job and just focus full time on her business. Like for most people, like maybe you're making more than $45,000, but if you were to make like $45,000, that would give you enough space to kind of cover your bills, and then you can start really going and attacking, the rest of your business and kind of moving forward. So that's not for everybody. She had very low expenses. It was just her, so she was able to do that. Now, if you need more, okay, definitely, but that didn't take that long for her to go get that. It was just one of her contracts. But it's really about understanding how to do that and how to get the right kind of client. So in this case, she basically was going and like she worked with this forensic accountant. So it wasn't like a full-on like CPA firm, but it was a forensic accountant that she started working with. So every time the forensic accountant would get like a new case or a new like client, then they basically would team up right then and there. So she basically just like got paid $45,000. And it's not like all the time. So it's like whenever there's like a major project, they'll come and like do it together. If the person doesn't have the work, she's still able to go and get like paid for that as well. So it's more like being on standby. So really cool opportunity, really grateful for her, especially because she was just like starting out her journey as well. Cool. Next thing. So if you want some help being able to like grow your business, like we have a structured four-step process to help you grow your bookkeeping business. And the benefits are achieving revenue goals with a manageable workload. So like we talk about, we're not trying to get you 50 or 60 clients. Like I know there's some people like, I have 60 clients for $400 a month. It's like that's cool. It's a great amount of money, but like I don't know if that's necessarily the lifestyle that most people want to be living. So instead, we show you how to go in structure so you're getting better quality clients, they stay with you longer, and they're less demanding. So also there's a link inside the description to book a call with me to explore more about the program to see if I can help you out and see if I can really help you. So if you're serious about growing a stable accounting or bookkeeping business, book your call. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate your time. Hopefully have a good rest of your day. Take it easy.